Hey, what's up? This is Paul Murphy. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a completely free webinar. So you don't need expensive landing page software with Webinar Jam, EverWebinar, Demio, Zoom, GoToWebinar, all of those things. You can do this all completely for free. I'll show you how you can get this funnel, which is a great complement to this. I've actually created pages that are very similar to Webinar Jam as well with this funnel. So you can actually have a complete webinar suite utilizing Google Hangouts. Which is YouTube, right? So I'm just going to show you the funnel, and then I'll show you how to configure YouTube. So this is the funnel that you'll get, and again at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can get this completely for free. You won't have to spend a penny on this. So yeah, this is set like weirdly in the future, like 2 years in the future, simply because if you want to actually do a live demo, there is a link down below as well, so you'll be able to go through this yourself, so you can actually see how it works, you know, on your mobile devices, tablet devices, and your laptop as well. So on this page, this is the landing page. This actually does have, I'm actually going to show you, this actually does have an exit pop as well. So if anyone lands on this page, obviously from your mailing list or from your adverts or anything like that, and they do get distracted, then this will obviously remind them to register. If not, they'll be able to just register here, and then this will take them to the webinar countdown page. Now, you've probably seen a page very similar to this, because this is the page that Webinar Jam and EverWebinar use. I've basically recreated it as best as I can, almost identically, to look exactly the same. So it's really slick, it's mobile responsive, it's really good. Again, it's obviously weirdly in the future, just so that when you look, you know, you can see this is all real time and this is all configured for you. Okay, and they can obviously join the webinar page here. But this page, when when you get this funnel, obviously off me, I'll show you. I'll give you full training on how to configure it properly. But basically, this will redirect to the live webinar, the YouTube webinar, at the right time. So you don't need to be sending them to YouTube page. You can send them to this page, and then they can sit on this page up to a minute before, and then this will redirect to the live webinar. Okay, and if they do want to sit on the live webinar page, what I've actually done for you as well is created a live webinar page where we can embed the YouTube video, so that we don't need to ever be sending them to YouTube. Okay, so you can obviously choose to do it either way. There is a chat box on the right hand side here as well. So we have got a live chat, and we have got a live embed. So this is like a full live webinar suite, as you can see. And as I say, there's a link down below if you want to go and check this out, so you can sign up. And then I'll include my free traffic course as well, which is groundbreaking. It's like, you know, you'll be able to reduce your advertising spend by 90%. But if that's not something you're interested in, I don't want to spam you, so just unsubscribe at any time, and then you'll stop getting anything from me. So now what I want to do is I want to show you, this is where we're going to embed the YouTube video. So we start with this page. Okay, now if you don't want to have a funnel or anything like that, then obviously the YouTube side of it is the most important bit that you've come for. So what you need is obviously a Gmail account, or if not, go and sign up for a Gmail account, and then you've got a YouTube account. You just go to YouTube and you sign up. Now, if you've never used YouTube before, it's really, really straightforward. I'm not going to talk you through how to do that. You literally would just go to youtube.com, and then you would literally just sign in with your Gmail, and you're in. Okay, that's pretty much it. You can actually obviously set up your banner, your channel. There's a few things you can do, but you don't need to do that to run a live event. Okay, you don't need anything. You probably want to put a picture of yourself on here, maybe like you would on Facebook, but other than that, you don't need to do that. Now, the first thing that you're going to see is you'll come into the beta studio. So I'm just going to go to my channel here. Okay, and as you'll see, this is my channel. So you can put a piece of artwork here. You can give your channel a name. You know, if you've done all this, then it doesn't really matter. But again, this is not essential to you running a live event at all. So the first thing you want to do is go into this one here that says YouTube Studio. At the moment, it's in beta, but you know, maybe by the time you see this video, it won't say that. But this is the new. This is what they're going to be using going forward. You may see a grey one around here, like this is kind of grey background, which is the older version. Just depends on your channel, but to be honest, this is all I see now. And then what you would need to do is go to live events here. Now, the first time that you come in here, this will say you'll just need to verify your account. Now, all you do is you press the verify button. It will ask you to put in a phone number, and ask you to get a text, and it will text you a 6-digit code. You put in the 6-digit code, that's your channel verified. Okay, that's all you need to do, and then it will tell you to wait for 24 hours. Now, if you've done all this before, then you'll be good to go. You'll be able to do this now. If not, then you'll probably just want to pause this video, go and do that now, pause this video, come back in 24 hours, or save this video somewhere, come back in 24 hours, and then I'll show you the rest, because obviously you won't be able to do anything for the first 24 hours with a brand new channel. And for some, I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's for spamming, or for people, for bots or whatever, for security. So obviously, assuming we've gone 24 hours and we're ready to go, then what we do is we just go to create live event. There'll be a big, if you've not had one before, there'll be a big thing here that says create your first event. And then this is where you start. So the first thing you want to do is, obviously, we want to give it a webinar title. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, now I've noticed you sometimes have to do that bit twice, because otherwise it just says today. So we're going to choose this for this Thursday at, let's go for 8 p.m. Okay. Now we might want to put a description in here about our webinar. Now, obviously, if you're going to be using anything that you want to be found on the search engines on YouTube or by anyone else, then you would fill all this in as much as you can, and you'd put your tag in here. You'd obviously put a tag, which is your keyword, in here, right? But because we're going to be hosting this on our own page, we're not actually going to be hosting this on YouTube, because we want this to look like a full webinar suite environment. Okay, we're not going to put anything in here, because nobody's going to be finding us. Now, if you are hosting this on YouTube and you want your subscribers to know about your event, you want people to randomly find you, then you leave this as public. If you don't, like I am, I'm going to do this as unlisted. Now, the reason unlisted means that people with a link will still be able to go to your YouTube channel and see your video, but it's not going to be published to anywhere other than people that have the link, right? Or anywhere that you've embedded it. So just to make that clear, right? So obviously you can understand that, because people can still see it on your channel when it's unlisted. If you select private, no one will be able to see it anywhere except you. It's basically if you just wanted something uploaded for your own use. Okay, so we keep it as unlisted if we're hosting it on our page, which is what we are here, right? So we want to have that as unlisted for this specific purpose. But if you're happy for it to be hosted on YouTube, and you actually don't want to use this page up here, you want to this one here, then basically I'm just going to move that up so I know where it is. Then we would have this as unlisted. But if we want it hosted on, if we're not using this page and we're hosting it on YouTube, then we have it as published. So obviously I said that a few times, but I think you get the idea. So I'm going to leave that as unlisted. And then we create the event. And then what we need to do is we just need to go in and edit a couple of things. So I'm just going to call this webinar title 2 so that I know which one I'm dealing with. And then we just go over to this tab here, the advanced settings. Now, if you're hosting on this page here, if you're hosting on your own page, then you want to disable live chat, because if you're hosting it here, we have got a chat widget, which is not YouTube here. And that means that if anybody comes to your event later on, if you haven't got it as listed, then they won't. But if it's published and people are finding it later on, then it looks like nobody turned up for your event, right? Because if you enable live chat and everybody's chatting inside of here, this is actually a Facebook widget with Facebook comments widget, then it's not going to be it's not going to look very good if you've enabled live chat. So you want to switch that off if you're hosting it yourself. And then you might want to switch that on if you're not, right? Because it's always good to have feedback, especially if you're, holding a live event and you want to interact with everyone, then you'll be able to see their comments, okay? Now, a couple of other things on here as well. There is comments over here. Again, comments is what would appear down below. So some people on live events switch those off. So you can switch those off, okay? Because it may well be that you don't want comments afterwards or during. But if you do want comments after and during, then there's a couple of options you can use here. You can approve them. You can obviously let YouTube decide if it's slightly inappropriate. So I might select that, and then you might sort by newest first, just because it's a live webinar. Again, it doesn't really matter because we're using the comments here. Okay, we're actually using that as our chat box, and we're actually not going to have enabling live chat. So what I'm going to do in this instance, because I'm not really listing this anywhere, there's no real reason for anybody to have comments, I'm actually going to switch them off. Now, so this is another important thing. Now, if somebody goes to your live event on this page, there'll be a little YouTube logo down here, and if they click that, they'll be able to see it on YouTube, right? There's no way of avoiding that on any software that I've seen. So they can go to YouTube. YouTube makes sure that they can actually get to YouTube, and they can usually click the YouTube logo there. So this is quite important to like take note of. If you want your event to be live, and if somebody turns up late and you don't want them to pause or rewind or go back, then you want to untick this, okay? Now, I always leave this ticked, because if somebody does turn up late and they want to go back and watch it, yeah, great. I mean, most softwares won't let you do that. YouTube's obviously one of the best streaming platforms on the planet, so yeah, why not? But that's something to note. Now, something else here, obviously, these are going to be best for your live environment. So low latency says best for near real-time interaction. Now, if your interaction with your audience and you're actually asking them questions and you want responses, then you obviously want to make sure that you've got the lowest latency that you've got possible, because you probably even want to tick that one, because if you ask someone a question, you might have to wait 15 to 30 seconds depending on how fast your internet is, for a response. So you might want to play around with these when you're running your live events. I leave it on that one, and that seems to be absolutely fine for me. But that's obviously the reason behind those ones. Okay, and then you want to make sure that you tick allow embedding 100%, obviously, because that is going to be the way that we're going to host it on here, right? And that's pretty much it. And then the only other thing we want to do here is we do want a thumbnail, but we have to go to the watch page, I think, to do that. Let me just have a look. Let's have a look at the live, save changes. And then we go to view on watch page. Okay, and then we just want to, what I might want to do on this one is add a thumbnail. So we just go to edit video here from the watch page. And then we can choose our custom thumbnail. Now, I made one in Canva. If you've never made a custom thumbnail before, Canva's a fantastic tool. Let's use that one. For creating banners, thumbnails, all drag and drop. It's completely free. So we're going to use that one. Okay, so that just says live webinar. This is actually a thumbnail I've got for this funnel. So I'm just going to use that because it looks kind of cool. And then that's pretty much it. And then we go back to, and then as you can see, we can click on that to get the watch page. Now this will say live in 3 days at 8 PM. And then we want to just grab that, and we would want to embed that inside this funnel. Right, so the next thing, I just wanted to come back into here and show you how you go live on your webinar. So obviously we're in the YouTube beta, we go to live events here, and then we can pick this up here. And as you can see, we've got our one that's configured for Thursday. So we're going to show up, we're going to assume now it's 7th of March, it's about 10 to 8, so we're going to show up 5-10 minutes before. And the first thing we do, we just press this button here. We don't go live until we go in and actually specify to go live. This is basically going to put us into the back-end office so that we can just set up our configurations. There's just a couple of things that we need to do in here. So you can see that my microphone's working, but I'm actually going to switch my microphone and camera off. I'm actually not going to have the camera off at all. So I'm just going to go around and configure everything that's in here. So if you want to have your chat box, obviously we're using this one here, this live webinar. This looks slightly different because I've reconfigured it now. So I'm just going to do a refresh on that to make sure that that's up to date. But we want to basically, if we're going to have a chat box, obviously if we're going to be recording here and just sitting here in front of this, we'll be able to see what people are typing, so we can talk and interact with people from here. However, we're doing it from here, so we're basically going to be watching it here. So we're not going to need to have that chat box enabled for us, but that's the chat box there. this is for your first screen. Now you can obviously do you can do your entire screen, which is like screen one, or your monitor. This is my laptop screen, this is my monitor. Or you can do an application window again, which is the same sort of thing, but I'm going to do the entire screen 2, which is my monitor. So I'm actually going to now present that to everybody. So that should start to show up any second. Okay, so that hopefully will come, this will start presenting inside of here. Okay, so the only thing that we need left to do now is just go to this last one here, okay, which is going to say, as guests join, hide their audio and video from a broadcast, yeah. Broadcast the large video that I see to my audience and hide the other video feeds, yeah. Just helps you get better bandwidth. And new guests in my large 3+ broadcasts are muted when they join, yeah. We don't want to hear anybody in the room. So that way we are kind of a one-way broadcast, which is kind of how I usually run most of my webinars. So again, obviously you configure that how you need to have that configured. And we're pretty much ready to go. The only thing we need to do now is switch on the microphone. So I'm just going to put in some headphones. Okay, actually this one here, I'm just going to check. That's that webcam in case I do use it. That's that one. And obviously this is your audio visual equipment, your microphone, your camera. So I just want to make sure that there's the right ones. Obviously I want my pro one, not my internal one. And then I want my, let's put these headphones in. Okay, and then we're going to go internal speakers, headphones built in. So because we're going to have these off and we're going to have these away simply because sometimes you get a lag for a couple of minutes. So if you've got them in, you'll be able to hear yourself talk a couple of seconds after you say it, which is never good. So we have them off and we have them away, so we don't hear anything basically. And we have them turned, you know, if you've got a volume switch on them, just turn them down a little bit. Okay, and then we press save on that. And that's it. We've done everything we need to on here. We're ready to start the broadcast. I'm just going to move this up and out the way. Actually, I'll put him there. That's fine. And then we just wanted to turn on the microphone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the first slide so you can kind of get a sense of how this works, and then you'll be able to see it inside of here. Okay, as you can see, this is now getting ready to be shown, and we're going to start the broadcast very, very soon. In fact, I'm going to unmute and start right away. So here we go. Hey, what's up guys? This is Paul Murphy. First of all, I just want to say a big thank you for everybody who showed up today. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to check this out. So this is going to blow your socks off. And this is on this presentation, I'm going to show you. That's now presenting live and everything. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to stop the broadcast. I'll just say thank you everyone for turning up and blah, blah, blah. So we just come into the back office here, we press stop broadcast, and then I'm actually just going to go into this page here. Okay, we're going to pause it. So we're going to press stop sharing on that, and we're actually going to come out of here and just finish that. And I'm going to delete that in a moment. So yeah, so that is how we go live. Now, I'm obviously not going to show you how to do that because this entire funnel that I'm actually going to give you for free is going to be, I've got full instructions. I've got like 4 or 5 different videos that actually talk you through the entire configuration. Now, if you've never used Kartra before, or you're using any landing page software or websites to run your business. Now, if you've ever heard of ClickFunnels or Lead Pages or Unbounce, Kartra have an amazing suite available of software tools. They have the email autoresponder. Now, what I've done with this is with this funnel, I've included all your follow-up emails. So they get a welcome email and they can add it to their calendar. They also get an email 24 hours before and 15 minutes, 1 hour before and 15 minutes before. Okay, you can obviously switch off those if you don't want to remind them that much, but people don't mind being reminded when they've registered for a live event. So they're all configured and they've got the join link so that they can come and join the webinar. At any given time. Now, the great thing about Kartra, I'm going to put a link up to the top left here. If you're interested in kind of just having a look to see what it's all about, you can actually get a 2-week free trial. I'll put a link down below. Actually, it's $1 for 2 weeks, a nominal fee of $1, and you can cancel anytime with one click. And then all you need to do is when you sign up through my link, you'll get an email from me. You just reply saying, please give me the live webinar funnel, and I'll include it with your trial. So you'll get a live webinar, and you'll also get a free traffic course, which I include as well, which is 997 course that I sell inside of Kartra, that you actually get that free as well. So it actually shows you how to get people to show up for your webinar, right? So I'm actually going to give that to you completely for free for signing up for Kartra for $1, just $1, for a 2-week trial. And then you can go in and have a check around. You can join the Kartra community. You can kind of, as I say, there's a big training on Kartra on all the amazing features that you've got, and with this, obviously, you've got this funnel, there's a bunch of funnels inside of Kartra that you can use as well for other different things. And you get landing page software, you get the email to responder, you get the scheduling software, so if you want to people to book into your calendar, you've actually got live scheduling. I mean, they've got so many, they're adding so many features all the time. So like I say, you can get that for free. Now, if you have already got Kartra and you want to get this funnel anyway, then it's just $97. Okay, so you'll be able to get this, and again, all the full training is available inside there. And I'll also throw in our auto webinar funnel, which is fairly similar, but it's just so that it's auto instead of live webinar. I'll actually throw you that in for you as well. That's with both. If you get it for free with Kartra, with your Kartra trial underneath me, or if you purchase it. So I'll put all the links down below, and you can obviously go and test out this funnel so you can see how it works. If there's anything that I've left out or anything that you liked about this, obviously leave a comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified of any future training I've got coming out. I've got a load of really cool training coming up soon, guys. So if you want to be notified, just hit that bell and you'll get notified. So yeah, my name's Paul Murphy. I really enjoyed this today, guys, and hopefully you'll really enjoy this, because this will save you hundreds of thousands hundreds at least on expensive webinar software, and we can utilize YouTube, right, which is why we love YouTube. So yeah, I'll speak to you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.